What's going on, guys? I'm with the Moose, and today we are into the month of May in my Red Sox franchise. We're going to be doing our monthly update. If we go back to April, we won our last 6 games. We won our final game that you guys missed. Clay Buchholz on the hill in this one. Got the victory 5-4. Good win for us over the Yankees. Always nice to beat them. A-Rod did hit a homer off us, but hey, that's all right. We got the W anyway. And now we got one more game against New York, and then we got an off day, and then we move into the thick of May where we got some more great games coming up. So let's take a look at the standings. Right now we are 16-9 in first in the AL East, up by 1 game on the Orioles, 2 on the Yankees, and the Rays and Blue Jays are kind of far down. The Blue Jays surprisingly pretty low, although a lot of people probably pick them coming into the season to win the AL East. We'll see if they can turn it around going forward. So let's move on over to the AL Central. We got the White Sox leading that division. That's a little surprising. Royals right behind them, though. And then the Twins, as expected, pretty low. Angels leading the AL West with the Mariners right behind them. Rangers right there, too. Although the Astros having a pretty disappointing season so far. Same deal as the Blue Jays. We'll see if they can turn it around. Now, the wild card, pretty much just a crazy amount of teams right there. Not really worth looking. Right here in the NL East, though, the Nationals looking like one of the best records in the entire league. 17-7, up 4 games on the Mets, so they got a pretty commanding lead so far. The Pirates at 16-9, tying us. The Cubs right behind them, though. That should be a great horse race, along with the Cardinals, who are always in the thick of things. And then out in the West, NL West, the Dodgers actually have the best record in the entire league, 18-7. The Giants right behind them at 16-9, and the Rockies, hanging around. And then the Padres and Diamondbacks are just nowhere to be found. So we'll see if they can, somehow claw their way back in. But I kind of doubt it. The Dodgers, are looking pretty good so far. So that is what's up with the standings. Let's take a look at some league leaders, and then we'll take a look at our stats and whatnot and see if we want to change around our lineup or whatever. So batting average, Marcus Semien hitting 400 almost coming out of April. That's pretty crazy. Who is our top guy? If we can even find him. Where are they at, though? Looks like Dustin Pedroia at 299 is our highest average player that qualifies for this. So that's kind of crazy. I do have a couple other players that hit better than that, but I'm guessing there's like some kind of requirement. It does say to qualify as a league leader, batter must have 3.1 plate appearances per team games played. That's probably why. Ortiz and Rusney Castillo right behind him. Rusney, interesting season so far. We'll talk about him more. Hits, let's see, Dustin Pedroia 29, Ortiz 29, and so on. Don't really care that much about hits, though. At-bats don't care about. Doubles, let's see where our first one is for doubles. We've been hitting a lot of homers, but not a ton of doubles. Blake Swihart actually leading our team in doubles with 6. That's kind of crazy, and also Pedroia with 6. So that's kind of nuts. I'm actually a little surprised he leads our team. Let's see if Pedroia actually has 2 triples. That's pretty crazy. Didn't even know that. So PD really doing well so far. Home runs, we are tied for 7th. David Ortiz and Hanley Ramirez both have 7, and they're tied for 7th. Mike Trout with 11 home runs. Just a crazy year for him so far. That's what he does. He's Mike Trout. Pretty much the best player in the entire league. Eric Hosmer with 9, and Dozier with 8, and so on. A-Rod also with 8. Surprisingly good season for him so far. RBIs, Trout has 23. Didi Gregorius has 20 RBIs. Wow. I am shocked by that. I'm not even sure where he hits in that order. Probably kind of low, though. So that's pretty impressive. Let's see where our first player is. I'm surprised we don't have anybody higher than this. Wow. Where are we at? David Ortiz with 13 RBIs. I have an issue with getting people on base and then driving them in. I hit a lot of solo home runs and stuff like that, but that obviously does not help in terms of RBIs. It only gives you 1 instead of a potential 3 or 4 if you have multiple runners on base. For runs, Hanley Ramirez is our first one. He's tied for 8th in the league with 16 runs scored. Stolen bases, we're probably going to be kind of low on this. Mookie Betts does have 3, but he probably has a few caught stealing as well. I'm not really that focused on steals. I get them every once in a while, but it's not that important to me. Moving over to slugging percentage, let's see if anybody's pretty high for us. David Ortiz with a 551 slugging, that's pretty good. OPS, let's see if anybody else. Maybe Ortiz probably again. Yeah, 894. Wow, I can't even say it. Hopefully he can get that up a little bit. Basically his on base needs to be higher. His slugging's fine, but his on base could be a little bit higher. Right here, Clay Buchholz tied for 2nd in the league with wins with 4, and David Price also has 3 right there. Moving over to saves, Craig Kimbrell has 9. He has been great this this month so far. 16.05 K through 9. You guys can see there, 2.19 ERA. Just a fantastic job by him so far. ERA, let's see where we're at. Let's see if anybody is there. Clay Buchholz 293. He's having a good year so far. Hopefully he can continue that and keep it up. I don't believe we've had a shutout yet, but strikeouts, David Price in 1st. Clay Buchholz tied for 5th. Price has been killing it with the Ks. He needs to bring the ERA down, but overall has had a solid season to start, and that'll pretty much do it. Whip, Andrew Kashner is in 3rd, but he's only pitched a couple starts. Pitching WAR, looks like I'm leading in that. It's pretty cool, and that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys from that. Now let's take a look at our lineup and pretty much just break down what I'm doing here. So Mookie Betts leading off, that will not change. He's been having a good year so far. If you guys take a look at his stats right here, he's at a 277 average, 5 homers, 8 RBIs, 28 hits, pretty good. 277, I would like it to be a little bit higher, but overall it's still a solid average. Dustin Pedroia, like you guys had seen before, he's doing great so far, 299, 1 homer, but that's not really his game. 12 RBIs, 29 hits. That all his game is just get on base and make plays for us in the field as well. So he's staying there. Xander Bogaerts, same deal. He's had a good year to start off. 277 average. Obviously, would like that to be a little bit higher. Same deal as Mookie though. I think it will go up as we go. And he's been good so far. David Ortiz, like I was mentioning before, he's been having a great year. 7 home runs, 296 average. Really can't ask for much more than that. Hit a bunch of homers, get on base, hit doubles, stuff like that, and he'll be good to go. And Hanley Ramirez also, the average could go up a little bit. He only has a 258 average. I would like to see that around like 275 maybe, but a lot of homers and stuff like that, so I'm pretty happy with him. Now this is where it gets interesting. Chris Young is in left field, and he is just torching the ball right now. Look at this. 17 hits, 5 home runs, 10 RBIs, 378 average, and I just made him pretty much a full-time player because Rusney Castillo was doing pretty well, but honestly, I couldn't really lift the ball with him. I was hitting a ton of grounders. I'd hit a home run every once in a while with him, but I wanted doubles and stuff like that, and that's what Chris Young gives me. And honestly, I'm just going to leave Chris Young in left field while Travis Shaw is on the DL. We'll take a look at how much longer he's going to be out, but Chris Young's going to be our left fielder, and that means Brock Holt will be our third baseman. Basically, Shaw would be our third baseman, and Holt would be our left fielder if Shaw was in the lineup, but this is what has to happen because Shaw's out. So Holt doing really well, 3 home runs even, which is kind of shocking. It's almost his career high, which is 4. So he's had a good year so far. Hopefully he can keep that up. Jackie Bradley Jr. doing very, very well, hitting 253, which is honestly where I want him. Obviously I'd like it higher. I mean, I would always like a higher average, but for Jackie, that's good enough. His main role is defense. You guys can see there his reaction, arm, and fielding just ratings are really, really high on that little semicircle or that full circle or whatever. That's basically his game. And then Blake Swihart, he is destroying right now. I don't know why. He's not that great of an overall, but he's hitting 347, 2 homers, 11 RBIs. Really, really having a great year. So he might be moving up. He might be moving up in the order, I should say. Wow. Maybe to 7 and move Holt down to 9, something like that. We'll see, though. I'm going to leave it like this as is right now. And pretty much the roster's the same. I did put Marrero in against lefties, at third because Holt is obviously a lefty, and I don't want to stack it too much. But that's pretty much the only change. Really not that big a deal. And honestly, Holt's probably going to even play a lot of those games anyway. So that is the lineup. We'll see what the pitching rotation is like. David Price, obviously sticking at number 1. You guys can see his stats here, though. 4.23 ERA, got to get that down. That's for sure. Clay Buchholz, like we mentioned, doing very, very well. 2.93 ERA, 37 strikeouts, only 6 walks. Very good. Andrew Cashner been a solid pickup so far. Only had a few starts with him, though, but 3.14 ERA is nice to see. Eduardo Rodriguez, our nice lefty out here, walking way too many people. 14 walks, only 19 strikeouts. Got to figure out that ratio. And then 4.25 ERA is not too bad, but hopefully he can get it down a little bit. And then Rick Porcello, our final starter, 5.59 ERA. Does have a really good strikeout to walk ratio, but the ERA is way too high. I've been giving up way too many homers with him and stuff like that. So, if he continues to struggle, we might, put him in or take him out, I should say, in favor of Joe Kelly. We'll see, though. That's not really the plan right now, but it could happen. Junichi Tozawa has been great. Robbie Ross also been very, very good for us. Koji been phenomenal. Has not given up a run yet. You guys can see there 0 ERA. Carson Smith been very good, and also Craig Kimbrell been a monster, like I mentioned. So that is the team. Let's take a look real fast before we go at the disabled list. Travis Shaw, estimated injury time 1 to 2 weeks, and he's only on the DL for 1 more day. So I'm probably going to put him back on the 15-day DL, which kind of sucks. But he should come back some point in mid-May, I think, maybe late May, somewhere around there. And I cannot wait to have him back. So you guys can see right here. He had 12 hits before he went down, 3 homers, 7 RBIs, and he was hitting 522. Just a crazy, crazy start to the year. Obviously, only in 7 games, 23 at-bats. Kind of a small sample size, but still just had a fantastic start to the season. So we cannot wait to get him back in the lineup. But that will do it for the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, and let me know if you think I should change around my lineup or anything. Maybe I should bring somebody up from the minors. Let me know down in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.